I'm over here working on the 500, trying to mock up some things in here. I'm going to trim the swing arms so I don't have to trim the cases. I could buy swing arms all day. Getting cases is another story. So I'm going to trim that. But as I was doing that, oh, this showed up. And you know what that means. Boys and girls, I've been looking forward so much to receiving this big, beautiful black case for a reason. Oh my gosh. Because our homies down at AHM Factory Services finished the front forks for the 325. Made a little bit of changes. I think you guys will like it. Let's go, dude. DLC coated lowers, coated bottom lugs. AHM, you guys are the freaking masters. Let's go. What's up, YouTube fam? Clint Lund, London Mex, back again with another video today, guys. Dang, guys, thinking about releasing these sunglasses on londonmex.com. You might need to let me know on Instagram. London Mex brand sunnies. Come on, they're dope. You know it. You can hate all you not. Rimless, obviously polarized sunglasses, so you might see those on londonmex.com. We'll see where this goes. Anyway, working on 325 today, guys. We're getting it ready because we're taking this thing to the two-stroke nationals, not to race, but to ride and show off under the ESR tent. So we're getting this thing ready. You guys just saw we got the AHM factory suspension. The forks are back and they're amazing. The DLC coated lower fork tubes they're badass. What else can I say? Got a few things going on today. Gonna cover some things on the 500 conversion and let's get cracking. But seriously, guys, check out those forks. Oh, Brandon and the boys down there, they always know how to nail it and make it look so good. So gonna be tackling a couple issues today, guys. Some of you have been holding my feet to the candle, feet to the fire, feet to the candle. Anyways, you've been burning me a little bit on this. Supposed to be a Woods Enduro bike, and this is clearly not a Woods Enduro bike. So Polysport was awesome enough to send us over their new Hammer Handguards, a pipe guard, because we do not want to damage this Hyuga. This thing is a beautiful piece of artwork that makes this ESR 325 scream. Also going to be throwing on a skid plate to protect all that powder coating and gnarly work that we put into this thing. And we got some oil that we need to talk about. Local California, 100% family-owned company. Real quick, just going to tell you about them. So if you guys haven't heard of Reverend Motors yet, they're on Instagram. They hit me up. They said, hey, Clint, we want to send you a couple bottles of our favorite synthetics that we have going on right now. I, of course, saying, oh, heck yeah. I mean, I'm not going to ever turn down oil, especially when something's a Freedom Roast coffee blend synthetic. And I tell you what, I'm not joking. When I received the package, this thing is sealed, right? Sealed. You can smell from the cap. This stuff smells literally like, I don't know, like a latte. Like you could smell the cappuccino roast coming from this thing. And so this stuff is 100% synthetic, and it's just, it says coffee blend synthetic premix oil. You could run the stuff 40 to 1 in any two-stroke. It's awesome. We're going to be running it exclusively on all of our bikes, so we're not just like saying, oh yeah, stuff's good and not really using it, but we're using it, guys. Stuff is awesome. They also sent me the thou shall not rust multi-purpose lubricant, release degreaser, Divine Driveline. This is their synthetic chain lube. Also, for some of you KTM owner, Husqvarna owners out there that have warranties that are very particular on the type of oil that you use, they have a Steadfast 10W50 4-stroke full synthetic oil, as long as with their Godspeed. This is a 1044 stroke. All of these, guys, all of these, they either meet or exceed OEM requirements, meets all API, SN, and JSO MA2. For you guys who are savvy, you guys know that this is wet clutch approved. So we're going to be actually putting some good oils in these bikes for once, instead of the Rotella classic Rotella 1540, the discount oil from Walmart. We're going to actually start running some good stuff in this. We've been running the what was it? The not AMSOIL, Lucas. We've been running the Lucas semi-synthetic premix for many hours. Not on this bike, because this bike doesn't even have an hour on it yet, but on Ivan's 65, Isaac's RM125, which now has, we're guessing it's around 89, almost 90 hours on that top end, and we're going to be changing that probably today or tomorrow. So we've been running that stuff for that Lucas for a long time, so I'm really excited to get some good quality stuff in here, guys. Not to mention the coffee scent when you roll up to the gate, the start gate where you roll up to the track, and you got raised gas blended with a coffee scented two-stroke. People are going to be wanting to ride behind you and let you win just so they could smell your exhaust. I'm not even joking. That stuff is seriously rad. So let me tell you just a couple more cool things about it. So talking with Corey over there, and Corey and Colton, they're two awesome brothers that work together to make the Reverend brand. Good Christian kids, family owned, like I said. Can't say enough of good things about them. But anyways, he told me that they have a really cool promotion going on that no other oil company will do. When you buy one of these tins, he will pay the shipping to and fro your house to just refill these. $20. $20, guys. And that's 64 fluid ounces. That's 2 oil changes in any modern 4-stroke bike that require a liter, right? So 2 oil changes. You have to look on the website for how much these cost. Straight up, I don't remember. It's over 30 bucks, but for 64 ounces, and that's 2 oil changes. Plus, you just you send them an email. You say, hey, I need to refill my tin. So like, let's say you guys already did 1 oil change with your Reverend Motors oil, and you know that your next one's coming up in what, a couple hours, right? You email them. You say, hey, I need a shipping label to send you back a tin. They send you a shipping label, and you have the shipping label ready for when you do your oil change next. You ship in the cans. You just drop it off at the USPS or UPS. I'm not sure. They use a third-party shipping, but you drop it off there. They refill it and ship it back to you for $20. What other company can you get synthetic oil, 64 ounces of it, that meets all OEM requirements and the requirements we talked about, for 20 bucks? It doesn't exist, guys. There's no one out there. Get on to Instagram. Check out reverendmotors.com. They have a website. Obviously, like I said, they have an Instagram. Get at them, guys. Super cool company. Get involved with them. They're all about giving back to the motocross community, building that community back, where all the buddies load up in the trucks and head out to the track together and have a badass day on the track. And you know what? I'm all about that, because that's my lifestyle, and I love to keep companies like these going. So guys, with that, thank you Reverend Motors for sending me some oil. Now it's going to keep my bikes in good shape, because it's hard enough work having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I take care of 7 bikes about weekly. So yeah, anyways guys, let's freaking go. This is sick. Let's get cracking on the 325, talk about the 500, where we're at with that, because I did do some mods to get that thing ready to weld hopefully today. Let's go. So on the 500, one of the things that you guys, a couple of you actually have asked me, is how are you going to put the Kx500 engine in with it fitting inside the swing arm? I solved it, I figured it out, but anytime you do one of these conversions, there is a rob Peter to pay Paul type thing. So what I ended up having to do was there's a seal lip that stuck out 6 mil on each side of the swing arm for the internal seal to capture any water, dust from going into the bearings, right? Well, I didn't want to grind away the case to make away that clearance, because I must show you guys upon closer examination. So we'd be grinding into this on this side, right? We'd be going a total of, I think it was 8 mil or something like that, into the side of this to make sure it fits between that swing arm. But one thing that I realized, these cases, you see those recesses and how they go down? Well, not only will we have to cut in 8 mil, oops, flopping the single, this is a junk case so it don't matter, but we have to go 8 mil into this thing, and down for the swing arm to clear, you know, the diameter of the front of the swing arm, it's a high possibility if we did not get into these casting voids, it's a good chance that we would have made it too thin where a rock or even just a little bit of vibration would eventually crack, and then it would have leaked oil through these. So instead of totally defiling an engine case to make this work, because these cases are not easy to find, guys, they're actually getting quite difficult being the vintage that they are. I could get hundreds of these swing arms though for nearly nothing these days. They're so cheap. So I thought I would go ahead and just take from the swing arm instead. And the good thing is, out of all this, what I'll do is I'll just pack the living heck out of these bearings, these needle bearings, with grease. And if they get water, or when they get water and dirt inside of them, yes, that means that these bearings won't last very long, maybe a year. And then they'd be roached and I'd have to get new ones. But I think that's a small price to pay. And I'd rather be upfront with you guys and let you know exactly what it's taking to do this. But that looks clean. That doesn't look rigged. I gave a nice even gap. It's bolted down tight right now. The swing arm has plenty of room to articulate in it right now. So I know it's not binding. I did have to machine the collars down inside here. So I put a little bit of a gap between the motor and the swing arm. So anyways, guys, that is finished, which means our motor is mounted enough now to take it over to the fabricator. And using this piece that I showed you guys on the last video, adapt that in to our cradle, making this thing clear the exhaust bridge. So I'm really stoked to be having taken a big step in this and getting this thing going to where the 500, after this 500 is hard mounted in, we have all the mounts hooked up, it won't take long at all to, I have to, you know, obviously rebuild and vapor hone. If you guys can't tell, I vapor hone the cylinder because I can't help myself. But look at the difference between the head and the cases alone. I mean like, seriously, I can't wait till this whole thing is vapor honed, because it's just gonna look all like the cylinder here. It's just gonna look all brand new. Oh, and then obviously, yeah, I got to rebuild it, so I got to put in all the gears, the crank, the piston, and it's not going to be a ton of work. These two-strokes, there's not a lot to them, but either way, it's not going to take very much time is what I'm getting at, guys. So make sure that you are subscribed and that you have ticked that little bell, the one over there that's after subscribe. You tick that bell, and it reminds you of any time I post a video. It gives you a reminder that, hey, London X posted, and you guys can go check out the video. So make sure you do that, because or else you won't know, and it'll be like a month and you'll be like, oh, hey, I didn't know he did that. So, guys, big step taken with the 500 today, and I really hope the fabricator can get her in today or tomorrow to start welding this cradle. But for now, let's get on 325. Let's get that armadillo pipe guard on this beautiful Huga pipe. Save that thing from some rocks. Let's get on that skid plate, the hammer handguards. Take this thing down, get some shots of it, because I need to go get some professional shots to get some line card posters made for it, for going to these True Stroke National things. And yeah, guys, pretty sick. All right, so first things first, guys, we're going to be starting with this armadillo pipe guard. Armadillo, if you guys didn't know, is the strongest animal in the Amazon and will kill anyone who even looks at it. So this pipe guard is going to be really strong. So yeah, comes like this, and I think you just you screw it on like that, I think. No, I'm kidding. So it actually forms, but so I need to figure out how we're gonna do this. Yeah, it's actually not that hard, seriously. So first things first, we need to get into our hardware provided by Polysport. Don't spill it all over the ground. So here's our giant clamps. Need all those. These are mounts, screws. Definitely want to use some good old school Loctite on these. Okay, first things first. These are threaded right here for those screws. And you can see the 3 different mounts. They have the wider, see how these, for the hose clamps to go through? There's 3 of those. Okay, put this through. Get our hardware. Put some Loctite on it, because we don't want it to rattle out. Duh. Like that. And what you do, so this one's going to be the smaller clamp because this goes to the other side. I'll show you how this works. Undo your clamp with your wrench fingers like I have. You don't need no screwdriver for this. Told you. So as I was saying, with the flat blade screwdriver, you undo your clamp. Alright, there we go. So there's two different ways you can do this. One is to just go through these slots in the clamp. Say you can't use these don't fit on your pipe. You can put these on anywhere on this armadillo and use this as a mount. So you can start this one here, goes through those little cutouts, and then obviously that wraps around your pipe. And then you screw it tight, and then you bend. You'll see how we form this around the pipe. Or you go directly through these if it fits on your model. Which the bigger bikes like 250s and 500s and stuff, it should be able to go through that. Then you'll be able to clamp down on it with your pipe. So there's going to be a lot of adjusting that we need to do to see if this is going to work with these mounts or if I could just use these cutouts. Either way, when you see it, she'll be starting to come together. Getting these all tight. Starting to form actually pretty nicely. It's going to keep our Hyuga pipe nice and new for as long as possible as we're bashing this beautiful machine through rocks like it never deserved. It's just a dirt bike. Let's get this on. I'll show you the fun part. Like I said, fun part. Get your rubber hammer and start forming those fingers wrapped around the pipe. Of course, this isn't hurting the pipe at all. For you keyboard warriors looking for something to catch me slipping on, this is not hurting at all. If you try to bend these over by hand, so you know, you can, but when you pound them in with a hammer, it gets them formed more tightly to the pipe. So finish this up, and I'll let you guys take a look. Well, there you go, guys. She's all wrapped nice and formed tightly. You could come in a little bit and massage them in with your fingers, but after you use a rubber mallet to kind of pound them in, they won't really move. But this thing formed nicely. It's going to protect our Hyuga from giant rocks if we come crashing down on them. Let's put on our handguards, our skid plate, bring her down off the lift, and fire it up. Well, here she is, guys. Got our skid plate on, and it formed that thing is so easy to put on. Seriously, came out awesome. Guys, these forks that AHM did for us is stellar. With the DLC lower coating, it just kicks it so much. We got our skid plate on. Can't see it, but it's she's in there. Fits perfect as usual. Everything on this bike fits so dang good. Lastly, the Polysport hammer handguards. So this thing's ready to do some hard off-road, and we're not gonna worry about bending our pipe or denting our pipe. No putting holes in the case. We got our disc protector in the back, keep that thing from getting bent. This thing's set, guys. We're ready to go hard enduro this thing. But I did promise you guys a cold start. Let's fire it up. I tell you what, with this smart carb setup and everything, how it's all just set up right now, super easy to start. But one thing's for sure, this 325 kit does have some compression. It's hard to do in shoes, so excuse me. Oh, forgot the choke. Hang on. There we go. Thing runs so good, guys. It's hard to kick in shoes, so I couldn't give it the full foot. But yeah, she runs good, guys. I can't wait to start putting this thing to the fire and really let her eat. This is a 2000, guys, a 2000 YZ325. What the heck? She looks good. So, what do we got to do now? So the next move is to continue to work on our Kx500 conversion. What I need to go do right now is go down to the metal store and buy, I need a 2-inch by 6. I need to make head stays where it's going to locate, I'll put my level on it, but it's going to locate the cylinder orientation just where we need it, because after we cut the cradle, we need to have the engine in here to start fitting in our new piece, right? So I need to make those upper head stays, and this is cool. You can't plan this stuff, so you just hope for this stuff. You can't plan for it, but you hope for it. So our engine head mount is just over an inch. Call it, what was that? Not even an inch and a quarter yet. But yeah, I mean, it's just over an inch. And the head stay mount from Yamaha, come on, I mean, they're the same almost, like within a 1/16 of an inch. But so I'll be able to go buy 2 flat pieces of aluminum. Obviously they are lined straight up, so I'll mount, I'll get the head stays triangulated and mounted in here, and then at which point we can cut out the cradle and really start forming in the new Y piece so it clears the exhaust bridge. So let's go do that. Alright guys, so I was able to score some 6061 T6 2-inch by 1/4 plate for our upper motor mounts, and I got the 325 with us, and we literally just strolled up on this awesome old neglected abandoned industrial complex, and I think we'll get some shots of the 325. Let's go. Alright, girls and gargoyles, so now we fully have that upper engine mount all mocked in. It's just a rough cut right now. I'm going to shape it a little bit more, kind of contour it to look a little bit more pretty and make sure it clears the tank, which I have no doubt it will. But that is going to be super solid. So we have 2 1/4-inch 6061 T6 plates and stacked. So I mean, we got literally 1/2 inch of total aluminum holding that up there, so that's gonna be strong enough. So from here, not in this video, gonna have to be the next one. This was a major hurdle that we had to cover so we can cut out the lower cradle part out of the frame so we can adapt in the new piece. We needed the motor to hang in its orientation, so as we fit up that new cradle and weld it in place, all the mounts need to fit and line up just right. So this is a major hurdle. I know this thing probably seems to you like it's taking a long time, but this isn't like just putting together a bike from a box of parts. This is making a bike. And so you have to take a lot of things, measurements and stuff like that. You have to really take it into consideration for flex. And also I want to be able to service this thing inside the bike if I ever need to do a top end change or whatever. I need to make sure I can remove everything without something going to be getting in the way. And so far, so good, guys. There's going to be plenty of room. All the parts are nice and removable, engine hangers, so on, and leaving a lot of room to service this thing. So next move is finally going to be welding up this cradle, and then after the cradle is welded in, we'll start, you know, throwing this thing together pretty quick. So having said that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you guys all. Make sure and smash up that like button, tick the little bell, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you love dirt bikes and you love doing dirt bike stuff, this is the channel for you guys at London X. Anyways, I'm going to call it a day here. Probably heading up to Washougal this weekend for the Dream Race. We'll see. It kind of depends on the smoke and the weather up there. But if it is, I'm bringing my 325. Eddie Sanders hired me to bring that thing up to showcase there at his booth. And so, pretty exciting. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you very, very soon. Click on one of these videos. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye-bye.